Do you even remember me? Do I remember this channel that I even had? Do you remember that you subscribed? Do I even know what I'm doing here? What's up, little screamers? Holy hell, it has been a long time since I have posted a video on this channel. But I am stoked to be back to get into all of the cosplay, all of the fun horror shenanigans. So to kickstart my return back onto the channel, I figured we could do something quick, something fun and entertaining. I figured we could go through the decades starting with the 70s all the way up till now to pick out the best final girl in each decade. And then at the end, we pull all of those best final girls together and see who comes out on top. Through my eyes. Just a heads up and a warning for you though, I'm not going to do a deep and analytical dive on these girls or go in depth and pick apart their survival skills to deem who is smarter, more clever, more tough, so on and so on and so on. No. I'm gonna pick by scratching at the surface, choosing which has the prettiest and the coolest layer underneath kind of gal. I'm simple. Is it laziness? Yes, more than likely. But in the end, even if I plunged in deep in the layers or lack thereof of all these characters, my picks would still not agree with everybody. So in the wise, pessimistic, angsty words of Linkin Park, in the end, doesn't even matter. So let's get started. Here we go. Alright, first up in no particular order is Carrie. She's an interesting one when it comes to the category of the final girl because she can be seen and interpreted in a multitude of ways. Is she a hero who stood up for herself from her classmates and at home with her batshit crazy, god-awful mother? Is she a villain because she killed innocents in the mix of all of it? And it raises the question, did her dick twat fellow classmates who bullied her deserve to die for what they did? That can be a complicated question because the fact is there are rotten souls out there who will not stop unless they are 6 feet under. Did her mother deserve to die? Yes. Hands down, yes. Because plain and simple, cut and dry, Carrie defended herself against that woman. Mother. Or is she simply a victim? For me, I definitely see her as a victim of just absolute pure shit and dire circumstances that she was under around her environment, who unfortunately lost control of her supernatural abilities whenever she had her psychotic break at the end, and literally all hell broke loose. And if you got in her way, well, I hope you left fluffy cows on a vacation. What? All in all, Carrie just got handed a crap deal when it came to life. And on the difficulty scale, I would say Carrie hands down gets 9 because that girl had no chance in life. Next is Sally Hardesty from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. I watched this movie years and years ago when I was Charles. I don't remember a whole lot, but I do remember the girl had pipes. Oh my god, did she have pipes, to the point where I was kind of looking around for some earplugs. It's too much. However, this girl has no fear when it comes to jumping out of windows. If you think she's gonna be like every other girl who runs upstairs with a high probability of getting snatched, you'd be dead wrong. That bitch will spot the first window and fly out. She believes. Every time. She is definitely a survivor through and through, and on the difficulty scale, I give her a 7. Next up we have Reagan from The Exorcist, and technically yes, she is a final girl because she survived something evil. Having her in here may not sit right with others, and I get that. So in the comments below, tell me, do you think she qualifies to be in the final girl pool? I mean, if it wasn't for the priest, she would have never made it out, but she held on inside, and God knows what she went through being a prisoner in her own mind by a demon. And actually, I'd also throw in the mother as the second final girl in this film. I mean, she went through so much as a parent, witnessing her child being tormented, and in the same breath, tormenting others. you can't believe that's your little girl or your little boy doing these horrific things. And yeah, she's possessed, but in the end, that is still her daughter morphed into something truly and purely evil that can definitely screw a parent up. But she never left her girl's side, and she did the best she could. So with this one for Reagan, it's a 10. I mean, at this point, you're praying for a miracle. And in her case, a brave and selfless priest to free you of the demon. Because if not, well, she was fucked. Unless her mom had stepped up to the plate, being desperate and didn't have anybody else to turn to and just do it herself. Which, that's why with the mother, I'd give her a 6. Because she had the advantage to learn everything she could to help kill the demon. If it came down to that. Alright, now we got the beloved and iconic Laurie Strode from Halloween. She's got grit. She's tough as nails. Not my nails, because they flimsy. She fights back, and she did a great job protecting those kids, and she never gave up. She is the babysitter you want at your side. There's not much else to say other than she's just a badass woman, surviving and conquering over evil. So on this scale, I would say a 7.5. It's almost impossible to kill something that will not die no matter what you put it through. Good old Michael is slow, but he is strong, stealthy, and essentially a vessel for a black void with a hunger for death. A shape who is just shrouded in mystery and seemingly without purpose. Scary. Kind of cool. And that's my little screamer. Wraps it up for the 70s Final Girls edition. And it is time to pick the winner for this decade, and the final top girl for me is Sally Hardesty from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Regardless of me wanting to slap duct tape on her through half of the film, she had to survive an entire crazy murderous family with one of them who loves to mutilate and wear its victims' faces and splash some makeup on it, because, you know, you gotta look pretty when you go out and slay. Stop. Now I need to put duct tape on my mouth. Like I said, she was fearless, determined, believed every time when she soared out that window, and survived the entire family. She's my pick, but I would love for you to go in the comments below and tell me who you would pick in this pool. And if there's a final girl in the 70s that is not on this list, then please let me know. I would love to check her out and tell me everything. Tell me all about it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am Happy P. Not Happy P. I am happy to be back. And as always, stay tuned for the makeup look. See what happens. Did I stick with Sally or did I go with somebody else? Who knows? Bye.